You should be prepared to answer two different types of geometric mean problems. First is just a word problem with no diagram attached. What you need to remember about this is the geometric mean of two numbers. We set up my mean squared is equal to the product of those two numbers. So I multiply the two numbers together. To solve this equation, I square root both sides. I'm taking the shortcut and not even bothering to multiply these two numbers together because I have to simplify all radicals. If I simplify the radical square root of 6 times 18, I know that 18 is 6 times 3. I bring this 6 down. Here's my pair. 6 times 6 is 36, which is a perfect square. I use 1 6, get rid of the other. I circled, comes on the outside. The inside is square root of 3. That's the geometric mean of 6 and 18. The square root of the product of the numbers. Another type of word problem, I will tell you that x is the geometric mean. Just like in this problem up here then, instead of using m, I'm using x. Since it's the geometric mean, I will square it. In the first problem, I was calculating the geometric mean between 6 and 18. Now, I'm giving you your two values. It's 3 and x plus 6. So these are the numbers that we find the product of and set equal to our geometric mean. So 3 times x plus 6. To solve this, I have to first distribute on the right-hand side. Now it's a quadratic equation that I'm going to have to solve. Go ahead and press pause to solve it. When you unpause it, it'll be solved already. So when we solve the quadratic, we find that x is equal to 6 or x is equal to negative 3. But what you have to remember is that your geometric mean can never be negative. Since we defined x as the geometric mean, negative 3 cannot be an answer, and x has to equal 6. The second type of problem that we'll have with geometric mean is a triangle problem. What you want to focus on in the triangle is that you have, first of all, two different right angles. So you have your right angle for a big triangle and then the altitude from that triangle, creating another right angle. In both problems, we have that situation here. The right angle of your large triangle is the angle we want to deal with. Treat the sides of the big triangle and the altitude like spokes of a wheel. Those are your geometric means. So as we go to solve this, my geometric mean is 8, and as we had mentioned in the problems before, the geometric mean is the part of your problem that you're squaring, and it's equal to the product of your two numbers. When you're dealing with a problem like this, the outside spokes are going to be the product of the side or the part of your hypotenuse that is on the same side as the spoke. 8, excuse me, that's a 4 because it's the 4 down here, times the entire hypotenuse. So here we'd have to say that the entire hypotenuse's length is x plus 4. So I'm going to draw that out to this side. X plus 4 goes out here. X plus 4 would go out here as well. Some of the teachers here are calling this mean mountain. You've got your big mountain peak, and you got this smaller mountain peak on the side. You'd have another mountain peak here. So you'd multiply, if it was the altitude, this piece times this piece. And then on this other spoke, it would be another mountain peak here. So we'd call it mean mountain. But in this case, it's 8 squared equals 4 times x plus 4. You would use your algebra to solve. and find that x is equal to 12. Same concept on this problem. You have your big right triangle, you have your altitude. We want our focus to be on the big right angle, and we want to look at the spokes of that. You've got your two sides for your your legs for your biggest right triangle, and you have the altitude. Those represent your geometric mean. You also have to find the length of your hypotenuse. Here it's 9 plus 3, so my hypotenuse is 12. That's what I'll put on the sides. And now I can take the x is a geometric mean, I square the x, and I multiply it by these parts. Y is the geometric mean, I square the y, and I multiply it by these parts. The z is another geometric mean, I square it, and I multiply it by these parts. So I have three different equations that I can set up here. X squared equals 12 times 9. Y squared equals 9 times 3. And z squared equals 3 times 12. Go ahead and use your algebra skills to solve those. Make sure that you pay close attention to the directions. It said to leave exact answers only. That means simplified radicals. We cannot leave decimals as our answers here. Those have to be simplified radicals.